For furnishing, perhaps? The potential for health or harm. What use is treasure if it stays sealed away? This wish of fresh water, it soothes me. Good, fine, Tummy. your bones serve better.
These are not our egg brothers and sisters.
Far, far, far. Invigorating display, Tommy. dedicating to Azura. Expertly done, Tamid. Dedicating to Azura. Be gone.
loss or dishonor. Kishi's life matters more than stupid traditions.
Kishi chose to say.
I spit at tradition and the cowardice it breeds. The Deadwater tribe is proud, set in its ways. But those ways will be the end of us. Even a stupid outsider can see such things. I mean no offense. We almost died during our trial of ascension. We would have too, except Kishi interfered and saved us. Now, by the laws of the Nagakure, the Deadwater tribe, Kishi has been sentenced to death. He should not have helped us, but I'm glad he did. The elders stand by our traditions, even as the tribe sinks into quicksand. They refuse to reach out for any aid that isn't prescribed by the Tree Minder or the Kadilith. Perhaps you could help Kishi. As an outsider, you aren't bound by our laws. Find Kishi's father, Boki. Tell him you want to help. He will know how to best utilize an outsider in this matter. Be mindful of Mewa Jez, though. She seized Kishi because he interfered. Oh, my spines quiver just imagining her reaction to an outsider. The path of the lily is sacred to our people. Hatchlings ascend to the rank of warrior by walking the path, ready to defend the tribe and survive the terrors of the swamp. Failure means death and a return to the Hist. Kishi interrupted that fate. I attempt to speak plainly. As Mewajez teaches, the swamp doesn't provide second chances, so why should we? If warriors can't succeed on their own, they endanger us all. Still, I am grateful I am alive to explain this. Kishi made that possible. Mewajez is our tribe's Kadilith, our war teacher. She trains our novices to walk the path of the lily. Since she took over the responsibility, the Deadwater warriors have become stronger and more powerful. At least the ones that survive. The path of the lily claims more lives than ever before. Kishi and his egg siblings were the last novices to complete the trial without injury, let alone death. More often now, entire clutches of novices fall to the dangers encountered on the path. Everything changes. The path, the Kadilith, training changes too, and expectations. Now novices die more quickly than new eggs can be hatched. Soon, the Deadwater tribe will simply be the Dead tribe. I think that's why Kishi dislikes Mewajez. I speculate now. Perhaps Kishi didn't want to see more novices perish due to lack of training. Or maybe his dislike of Mewajez got the better of him. Or it could have been temporary insanity. Regardless, he saved us, and I am grateful for that. Boki's home stands just within the village walls, on the western side of the Hist. Please, hurry, for Mewajez took Kishi away before the night had turned to day. If Kishi hasn't been consumed by a swamp beast yet, it won't be long now.
You enter the land of the Deadwater tribe, Ojel. The elders will not welcome you. Best if you not get involved.
Never been this close to a dry skin. You look weak and fragile. How do you survive when the plants in your land try to eat you? I always forget what that rune means.
I've got a lot to do here.
Do you smell something unpleasant, Casca?
Get this again.
Wamasupu smells better, and I speak true. Will it leave our village soon?
I'll need help gathering all of the components. To honor change is to honor Sithis. All Saxleal know this, but sometimes it is forgotten. As Niswo, it lies upon my shoulders to remind them. Would you help me in this endeavor? I wish to create a monument dedicated to the forces of change and chaos. I will take that which time has broken and create it anew in the name of Sithis. That is where your aid comes in. You must travel to echoes of our past, Sophir Cavern, the Teeth of Sithis, and the Tomb of Many Spears. There you will gather pieces from our days of stone nests. When all is collected, then I shall create. The beauty of change is undeniable. The crumbling stone of our foolish past, the sky bleeding red above a setting sun, the bloated face of a corpse as the skin begins to decay. Ah, to gaze upon such wonder. Tell me this. What is painted upon a blank canvas? Precisely, and it is only because of that nothing that something can be made. First there is nothing, then there is something. Thus is the will of all things. Thus is the will of Sithis. Sithis is the nothing between the something, the void which created all and will one day destroy it. The will of change, the inconstant which is our only constant. My art honors this will. I destroy what was and create what will be. I belong to the clutch of Niswo, a fellowship of sorts. In the dry-skin tongue, we would be called nothing speakers, for we speak the words of that which is void, though we do not all speak the same words, of course. Why would we? Sithis is a being of multitude. It is the will of change, the force of chaos, the lust for bloodshed. Its words are many, and so the Niswo are many, but we all speak parts of the larger truth. Perhaps an example will help. I honor Sithis through my art. I see the something within the nothing and create it. Through my actions, a lesson is learned. My mentor had a different approach. She would require offerings of blood. The greater the offering, the greater the honor. Some would sacrifice a scale or a fang, freshly plucked and bloodied. Others would offer fingers or the tips of their tails. One follower offered his heart. He died, of course. One must simply be accepted as a Vovaste, an apprentice in the dry-skin tongue. I journeyed with my mentor for many seasons before she bestowed the title of Niswo upon me. Then I journeyed alone, spreading the dark word to many tribes. I speak but one truth. Through many seasons, this village will hear many words. It is from these many words that they will create their own truth. And though these truths will be different, they will all be, in the end, true. The Saxhleel do not require ease in our beliefs. We do not write words upon a page and request our followers to speak its unmoving words. Belief should be questioned, doubted, judged, and finally accepted. Only then is it truth. Sithis is a being of multitude. It is the will of change, the force of chaos, the lust for bloodshed. Its words are many, and so the Niswo are many. But we all speak parts of the larger truth.
I am with you, Sonny.
Do not catch a splinter, Tamit. material full of potential.
Find a different patch of shade, Ogel. I state the obvious. You are Ogel, not of our tribe. Coming here makes you either very brave or very foolish, but it has nothing to do with me. I display my fangs in warning. Now leave me to my thoughts. Kishi is always in trouble, but never has the mud risen so high. He disobeyed tradition, tribal laws, and my direct orders when he decided to interfere in the rites of ascension. Now the Rajkal has sentenced the spawn of my eggs to death. I grind my fangs in frustration. I tried to talk to the Rajkal, the war chief, but he doesn't want to hear the truth. The Deadwater only care about strength and death, and they plan to follow that path to the bitter end. This book should have been destroyed ages ago. Kishi hid it here. He wants me to remember who I was, but I am no longer the Kardilith. The tribe has sentenced Kishi to death. I will stand at my son's side and die with him. You would risk life and limb for a stranger. Kishi believes that outsiders aren't intrinsically bad. So, I accept his opinion and thank you for your help. Kishi was taken to the ruins at the north end of the village. Save him and send him away. I exposed the spine of regret. Once the Deadwater tribe was as numerous as the fish in the streams. Now we send our dwindling number of hatchlings to die upon the path of the lily. It curls my scales. The ruins remind us of more prosperous seasons. The ruins serve as a perfect killing field, which is what will happen to Kishi if you continue to stand here and ask me questions. If you really want to help, save my egg son and then tell him to leave the village and never return. There is no place in the village for someone sentenced to die. Kishi must flee and go far away, or our warriors will be forced to kill him. As for me, I need to consider his words and decide what to do with my old training manual. I served as the tribe's war teacher before I was replaced. That old book contains my training methods, techniques that worked well until they didn't. When Mewajez changed everything, novices started to die. But tell me, why do you care? The Ogel sees the truth, even through the fog of our traditions. The laws of the Deadwater refuse to bend, but in a powerful wind, the tall, straight tree either weathers the storm or breaks apart. Perhaps with your help, the tribe can learn to bend.
Anord offered me something called giant's toe weed. It was disgusting, but I pretended to like it. Come and feast, creature. May you break your teeth upon my scales.
What are they thinking? Ignite within me! Bar.
Here.
It is done.
Ogel, help me get loose from these bonds. I proclaim my gratitude. Let's go over there so we can talk.
Potency, aspect, or essence? Good find.
The season turns strange. First, I break the laws of the tribe to save lives. Now an outsider appears out of nowhere to rescue me from certain death. You have my thanks and my respect. Unless you seek a reward, then I respect you less. My egg-sire, how unexpected. When last we talked, he urged me not to oppose the Cadilith, but I refuse to let the dead water become nothing but a memory. Unlike Boki, I have drunk from the river of courage and refuse to turn away from my tribe. Mewajez, the war teacher, instructs our novices, trains them to walk the path of the lily. Her methods, instead of making us strong, they lead to nothing but death. I speak true. My clutch was the last to make it through the rite unscathed. Boki was our war teacher until one mistake led to his disgrace. Now Mewajez trains the novices. In 6 seasons, she has lost every clutch that walked the path, blaming them for being too weak. If this continues, the tribe cannot survive. Tell Boki that you saved me. Tell him that I will find a way to save our tribe.
Over?
Say your words, Mewajez, and then leave me to my grief.
Kishi rejected our laws because of your obsolete ideas, Boki. Let this end with your egg son's death. Grieve as you will, but do not think to oppose me, old one. That is a battle you cannot win.
The outsider returns, just in time to see the disgrace that clings to me like the mist that rises from the swamp. But what of my egg son? Does Kishi still live? I thank the Hist that Kishi lives. But he risks everything to swim against the currents of our traditions. I must find the same courage as my egg son and do what is right. Otherwise, the tribe will slowly fade away. The Nagakur, who you call the Dead Water, we are warriors. Death is a part of who we are. In the past, our hatchlings grew to be novices who walked the path and became warriors. Death was present, but it never claimed all our young. Until now. One war teacher was replaced by another. Techniques were altered. Different virtues were emphasized. Under Mewajez's tutelage, novices fail the test over and over. She pushes them in one direction and blames them as the tribe slowly dies out. Find Kishi. He plans to show our war chief that there is a better way to train the novices. In the back room, take the Firestones. Use them to find my egg son's hidden camp in the swamp, then help him carry out his plan. I patiently attempt to explain. Go into the swamp and look for the tamed vine tongues. These plants appear different from the more hostile varieties. Toss Firestones at the plants, and they will lead you to Kishi's hidden camp. Mewajez insists that her training is not at fault. The novices are too weak, and that is why they fail. The war teacher proclaims that every challenge can be overcome by strength and strength alone. Hit harder, kill faster, never pause to think. Because strength is only one weapon in the warrior's arsenal. To ignore the others is to court doom, as our novices find out again and again. If not for Kishi's interference, the latest group would have died as well, and for this, he is dishonored. The Deadwater tribe learns to fight. We have very little experience questioning orders or ignoring tradition. That is Kishi's greatest strength, and most apparent weakness. He questions everything. Help my egg son, and you will help our tribe. Rajkal Silan accepts death as a constant companion. It is almost a member of our tribe. The war chief sees the Hajj Mota flying toward the waterfall, but considers its fate to be part of the natural order. The war chief believes that Mewajez's methods will produce stronger, more powerful warriors. Eventually. In the meantime, he cannot resist the pull of tradition any more than the Hajj Mota or the rest of the tribe. That is why Kishi must succeed.
Boki, come out and tell me where Kishi is.
I sigh at the inevitable. Find Kishi while I send Mewajez on a wild guar chase.
The war chief sentenced Kishi to death, Boki. Your egg son doesn't even have the good sense to die with honor.
I bare my fangs at this insult.
Rage all you want. Kishi comes for you. We'll slap him in chains.
Fine ore, Tamid.
Biko, friend, over here. Will you speak with me? Dryskin, didn't I see you talking with the explorers from Cyrodiilic Collections? Are you one of them? Would you be willing to help me with a crucial and sacred task? I have suffered shame for the actions of my ancestor. When the Imperial Ninth Legion marched into Murkmire, my distant relative agreed to serve as their scout. And ever since my egg family has carried the mark of traitors, I want to erase that mark. After my egg relative joined them, the Legion vanished. At long last, I believe I know where they disappeared to. Sophia Cavern. However, the cavern is rumored to be the home of the Wujuka. I can't face that monster on my own. Will you go with me? My egg siblings only care about the here and now. But I always believed that history was the key to exonerating our disgraced ancestor. I know we'll find something in the cavern. I just know it. As long as the Wujuka doesn't object to our presence. There have always been dark legends surrounding the Sophia Caverns. Stories about a monster called the Wujuka. It is some sort of powerful voroplasm. A massive pool of malignant slime that was said to periodically emerge and cause untold damage. Evidence that the Ninth Legion visited the cavern before it disappeared. Maybe even signs that the Imperials entered Sophia and never emerged. If we could locate something that explains why my ancestor agreed to help them, that would be moist. The Sophia Caverns were sealed by a rock slide in the distant past. Recent tremors, however, have opened a path into the caves. I also learned that tribal elders once performed rituals to bind the Wujuka inside. But that was a long time ago. Gin Rajul was a renowned scout, well respected before the Imperials convinced him to help them. I'm certain they must have forced him, threatened him in some way. No spawn of our eggs could have been a traitor, and with your help, I'll prove it. Many seasons ago, when the Imperials first sent troops to our beloved swamps, the Ninth Legion terrorized the region. It marched from one end of Murkmire to the other, inflicting death and destruction along the way. Then they simply vanished.